Today we got an opportunity to install a MapeHeat floor heating system. It comes with everything that you see right there. We got the uncoupling membrane, we got the actual cable, and then a thermostat. So we'll do a kind of a little step-by-step, let you catch up and see how we're going to cover up this floor. First thing I chose to do is screw down the floor to take out any squeaks, and then I just brushed it clean with get any of the bond breakers off of it, and I took a damp sponge and just wiped on the plywood so that it'll accept our thinset. As with most of the uncoupling membranes, there's a little bit of a coiled memory, so it's nice to go ahead and pre-cut your pieces. Maybe I got a little bit of weight over here, and then I'm just going to back roll this piece here so it lays down a little bit flatter. Just a little FYI. Okay, it's back rolled, so it should lay down a little bit easier. Everything cuts really simple with a standard utility knife. Make sure that you have a nice sharp blade, keep it sharp throughout the time. And it's real easy to cut around the toilet collar. It'll be around the floor heat register. It's very easy to work with. All right, we're happy with the coverage now. Our next step is to mix up a modified thinset to install our uncoupling membrane. All right, after we've mixed up our thinset is much looser. See that? Much looser than if we would be installing tile. So pull up your membrane, set to the side, pour out some thinset. Make sure that you use the back side of the trowel first to key in the thinset into your plywood, and then use the comb side with I got a 1/4 by 1/4 inch notch trowel. Okay, next, take your membrane, line it up with where it was set before. Okay, that's good. Push it down as best you can with your hand. Okay, now we gotta embed it. Now we got two different ways. I got a float here. I can just push the float like this, get out any air bubbles, or I have a laminate roller. After you've troweled everything and embedded it, it's a good idea to pull back. Now that's really good coverage right there. You want to make sure you have no voids in there, so this membrane is going to work really well with this floor heat. Next thing we want to do is we want to open up the thermostat box. This is what I need. That's our floor sensor. Do not forget to put in your floor sensor or your floor heat's not going to work. All right, we want to be able to have a floor sensor in the middle of the floor, away from any other heat systems, or maybe out from in front of a window where it might get a false reading from the sunshine just heating up the tile. Alrighty, now it's time to string our cable. This here, this long black lead, that's our cold lead. This is the only part of the system that you can cut. We have two pieces of conduit here in our wall, so we're going to put a thermostat, our sensor wire in one of them, and then our cold lead in the second one. But remember, this is the only part. This red part of the cable, that cannot be cut or shortened at any time. All right, remember what I told you not to forget? Yes, the floor sensor. So we're going to pull our floor sensor into that second conduit lead. Leave it up here in the box. We'll have Sparky hook that up with our thermostat when we're all done. Okay, with our cold lead and our sensor wire pulled up to our junction box, now it's time to just go ahead and string this cable. I mentioned that we have our toe kick, so I measured out here. This is about 21 inches or so. So that will be outside of my toe kick. Just start putting the cable in. I got my float. and we can just follow behind it and push it in to make sure we embed it underneath each one of these pyramids. Okay, I wanted to be up front here. I actually had to adjust my cable to make sure that I got better coverage over there behind the toilet, or by the toilet. I want to make sure that I had heat in front of it. I ran a little bit short, but that happens. And it was so simple. I'll just pull the cable right back out and then refeed it. You can see now I did not forget to put my sensor wire in it. It's between the loops, so it's not touching any of the actual cable. It's in the middle of the floor, so it should give us the best reading. All right, so the cables that are on any floor heat systems have to be fully encapsulated with thinset. So we have three different options before we set our tile. One, we can back trowel with thinset right now to encapsulate the wire, and that's actually what I'm going to do right now because we kind of ran out of our day. The second one would be actually with the same thinset that you're installing your tile. You can backfill, you can trowel in, set your tile, and keep going and get yourself out the door and do that in what we would call a one-step. Or then there's a third option for a self-leveling. You can use a self-leveling underlayment, mix that up, make sure that you have the perimeter all sealed up, pour that over here, and you'll get a nice flat floor. Levels desired, but flats required when we're doing our tile. Okay, I mentioned I'm just going to do it one step, one back out, mix up some more thinset. Let's just get some on there. I got that a little bit thicker this time than what I did for when I was setting the membrane. And I'm going to use a float. It's easy, it will not damage the wires. And we're just filling in the voids and encapsulating our cable. All right, now that I had a chance to backfill everything, turned off my lights in there so that I was able to trowel my way out the door. So you can see we've totally encapsulated the wires. I'll fill in any of the voids in that membrane. I'll backfill those when I do set my tile. So tomorrow we'll set some tile. I'll have Sparky hook up the thermostat and we'll finish up this video. One of the great advantages also of backfilling the day before is you can see I have a chalk line or a pencil line here, my control line for my tile. So with everything dry, you can do that. With one step, you can't, so it's a little bit harder. And so just giving you some information. All right, we got our thermostat hooked up. You can see that the floor heat is on. We're gonna call for an 80-degree floor heat. Make sure that this part of this installation is done by a qualified person to be able to hook up the electric. And we're gonna actually turn this back off so that we're given plenty of time for our thinset to cure underneath our tile, but we just want to do a nice test. A thermostat, of course, is just white, but if you need something to be a little bit more decorative for your room, Luxstat.com, you can check it out. What it is literally a very high quality metal that will cover up our thermostat. So I probably am going to use that on this job. I just want to give a shout out. Okay, we got a 12 by 24 porcelain that's going to be on this floor. Got a back button. over floor heat, just because, you know, there may be a little variation, you know, the flatness of the floor because of the membrane and everything. It's always good to be using some type of a lippage system. This one here is called Spin Doctor. Alrighty, our tile is done. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I want to give a shout out and a thanks to MapeHeat for providing the MapeHeat floor system for us. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and you can see some other videos. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.